we generally tend to go by default 777 many times when we are not sure what to do. While working on Linux, managing file permissions is the most basic step, but I'm pretty sure most of us get confused while assigning permissions or changing permission for a directory or for a file. We often use the command chmod and then we give some number like 775 or 600 and then we try to change these permissions. But today we'll understand exactly on what grounds we change these permission and for what set of users. Hello friends, welcome to ITK Funde, your own channel where we make IT interesting for everyone. And without further ado, let's understand this basic yet at times confusing principle of managing permissions on Linux. So friends, let's start with analyzing the output of ls-l command. This is a standard command to list all the items in your file system, which is in this case /opt, and then we have run a grep command on with that using pipe to find a script which is named convert. Okay, so this is the output which we have got after running this. So let's understand the different components of this output. So at the beginning there is this dash. This dash denotes that whatever we have we have found is not actually it's not actually a directory, it is a file, and that's why it is a dash. Else if it would have been a directory, there would be a D which might have would have displayed here. So in this case we have a file, so D is not there, simply dash. Now this is the most important part because this shows the permissions which are currently present on this particular file. So the first set of 3 letters RWX denotes read, write and execute, and this first block is for the owner. So the permissions which we see here belongs to owner. So moving to the next section, we can see that it is R-X. So this particular section only gives read and execute but no write operation, and this particular block belongs to the group. Okay, so it is the first block is for the owner, the second one is for the group. Okay, so you can take group as a standard group where you can add a lot of multiple users and you can assign permission to that specific group. So this is that concept, and for everyone else on this system, this last block is, and this is stands for others. Okay, and this is also having read and execute permission. Now moving on, this particular block denotes the user name. Okay, so the user is root, and this is also root, but this is the user group name. Generally these are similar. And then this denotes the last edit, when was the file last edited. Okay, so you can see the date and the timestamp here. And lastly, this particular thing is our file name. So this is our file name. So in this way, this whole output has comes out in Linux. But the most important question is, suppose now we know that okay, for this particular file we have all the full permission for owner, only read and execute for group, and also read and execute for others. And suppose this convert script converts a text file into a CSV. So this basically means that all these 3 groups can read it, all these 3 groups can execute it, but when it comes about editing this particular script is concerned, only owner can do it. So this particular set is decided, but now suppose if we want to change the mode and we want to allow the group also to be able to execute it. Okay, so now the new changes which we want is group should be able to read, write and execute, and others should be able to only read. Okay, not execute or not write. Okay, so this is our new set of permissions which we want. So for this, the command which we run is chmod, but after that we give a code. What is that code? For that particular code, we have to understand the permission table. So friends, this is that permission table which has a unique set of numbers which denotes what set of rights what set of permissions you are assigning to that particular file, or a specific specific set of group or owner. Okay, so read is denoted by symbol R and it denotes by number 4, and then write is 2 and execute is 1. So let's take this example. So read 4, write 2 and execute is 1. So how much it stands for? It is 4 plus 2, 6 plus 7. So it is, the code is 7. And then for this particular example, it is read and execute. So read and execute is 4 and plus 1, 5. 5. And again this is also 5. So right now the permission set is of code 755, but now we want to change it. We want to say that the group should have read, write, execute as well, and the other should only have read. So how the command will work? The command will be chmod, and now we have to calculate. So for owner, we know that it is 7. So 4 plus 2 plus 1. Okay, so 7 is correct because we are not changing anything for the owner. So it would be 7. For for the group, we now want again the write permission as well. So it will again be read, write, execute. So this will also be 7 because 4 plus 2 plus 1, read, write, execute, all together 7 code. And for the last one, other, we only need read permission. Okay, we don't need the write and the execute. So it would be 4, and then slash opt slash convert. Okay, so this command will make sure that now the group has read, write, execute, and the other only has read. So when we select these numbers, we generally tend to go by default 777 many times when we are not sure what to do, which set of permissions. So we by default, it's not a good practice, but what it potentially does, it opens the gates and the full permissions are given to all three, the owner, the group and the other. But this is not a good practice. You have to be very careful while using such codes. Okay, so this is a code which is very blanket code when you don't have a clue but you want to get ahead with some sort of an activity. But yeah, that's why this table has to be maintained, and you need to exactly know what kind of rights and permissions you want to give to a specific file. So I hope you learned something from this particular video on Linux. Please let me know what else you would want to learn in the field of IT or Linux or any other topic. I'll do my research, I'll come with my own understanding of that topic and share with you all. And yes, every time I make a video, I request you to hit that like button because it helps me tell YouTube that there is something useful going on this channel, so that YouTube can help spread this channel to a wider audience. Always I request you to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon, so that you get to know whenever I upload my next video. And I hope you do this time as well. So thank you so much for all your support, for all your love, and do let me know in the comment section any specific request or feedback you have for me. So until next time guys, please keep learning, keep sharing all the knowledge, and yes, keep hustling. Bye for now.